and Jews and their allied tribes. The second step taken by Holy Prophet, Prophet of Islam, that he established an alliance and he wrote down a written constitution which is known as As-Sahifa and Al-Mithaq, Mithaqul Madina. That is the first written constitution of the world. He wrote, and this constitution and this alliance was between the Muslims and the Jews and all other local non-Muslim tribes and Jews tribes, those who were allies of the major Jews' big lands. So an alliance was made and Constitution of Medina was drafted, and through that constitution, Prophet of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, established the first multicultural society in this world. First time in the history of mankind by Prophet Muhammad in the Medina. The Medinan Islamic society was the first multicultural society of the world. And Holy Prophet ﷺ, through that constitution, this constitution consists of 63 articles. 63 articles. He laid down the basic principles of democracy. He laid down the basic principles of human rights. He laid down the basic principles of liberty and freedom of religion. He laid down written form the basic principles of the freedom of their local customs. He protected the local customary laws. He protected local religious laws. He protected local religious own traditions. Every religion was given full protection. Every religion was given full guarantee of freedom. And equality, a culture of equality was provided to them. A culture of rule of law was provided to them. And it was made, first statement given by Holy Prophet, the last article of the Constitution of Medina. He said, Medina, the state of Medina is the state of peace. These were the words of Holy Prophet. We are talking now of peace. 1400 years before, he declared in a written form, the state of Medina is a sanctuary. It is peace-based. No one can raise arm and no one can raise hands on other person. And he said, what to talk of raising arms? If anybody points at other brother with his arm, he becomes non-Muslim. Holy Prophet said he is performing a satanic act. Satanic act. So he provided the multinationality, multicultural society. All rights. Then women were given rights. This was the second step taken by Holy Prophet. Then just look into the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. When Prophet Muhammad, I'm giving this message to those brothers who have gone astray, who are lost, who have forgotten the concept of love, concept of peace, concept of kindness, concept of tranquility, concept of security, and concept of brotherhood between mankind. And they are on the path of extremism and militancy and radicalism and terrorism. And they are disturbing the peaceful atmosphere of the mankind. I'm giving this message to all those people who are lost. Look, they should look at the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. When Holy Prophet ﷺ, along with 1500 companions, went to Mecca to perform Umrah. And when he arrived there, outside Mecca, a few miles outside, the Meccans who were at that time non-Muslims, they arrived there and they did not allow him to enter Mecca for Umrah. They stopped them. The 1500 companions, they were ready. If it is needed, they were ready to fight. But Holy Prophet said, no, we are not here to fight. I am raised to eliminate the fights, to eliminate the enmities. I am here to propagate love. I am here to propagate peace. I am here to find ways and means how a peaceful human society can be established on the globe of mankind. So he said, no, we will enter into a treaty of peace. The Meccan representatives came there and Holy Prophet sat himself. Sayyidina Ali was writing and transcribing the thing, and he wrote down a treaty of Hudaybiyah. This was a treaty of peace. It was a no-war pact for 10 years. No war pact for 10 years. This was the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. I am giving you the major events of Holy Prophet's life. And now at the last, come to the Meccan conquest before Hijjatul Wida. When Makkah was conquered, there was no bloodshed. Conquest of this magnitude, of this great level, history's eyes have never seen that this Makkah, who pushed out Prophet Muhammad out of the city, and he was compelled and forced to migration to Medina. When he came there as a conqueror, there was not a single bloodshed on the land of Makkah. He entered with the guarantee of peace and security. The people were scared. They were thinking that now our necks would be decapitated, we will be beheaded. Because they have been imposing wars on Prophet Muhammad and Islam for the last 8 years. Let me explain to those brothers who are taking arms in their hand and disturbing the peaceful life of the human beings, and for our other Muslim brothers, and the same thing to understand what Islam is for other non-Muslim brothers too. That all wars which were fought in Prophet's life, none of these wars was offensive war. All wars were defensive. The battle of Badr was not fought in Makkah, it was fought near Medina. They were going to attack when Prophet Muhammad with his army defended the city. The second battle of Uhud was not fought in Makkah, it was again fought in Medina, 2 miles away. They were about to attack the city. Prophet Muhammad with his army saved and defended the city of Medina. The battle of Trench, Ghazwatul Ahzab, was not fought in Makkah. They were about to attack when Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, through the trench saved the city of Medina. All wars were wars of defense. When Holy Prophet ﷺ conquered the Makkah, he gave and announced a public and open and general amnesty to the people, all enemies. He said, anyone who enters the house of Abu Sufyan at that time was the leader of the enemies of Islam. He was leader of the Meccans, those who were fighting against Islamic State for the last 8 years. He was their leader and commander-in-chief. Commander-in-chief. Holy Prophet declared, if any non-Muslim enters in the house of his commander-in-chief, his leader, he would be guaranteed peace, he will be safe. Number 2, he said, if anyone just closes his door and shuts his door and gives a message that he is not ready to fight, so he would get amnesty and he will not be killed. He would be secured. And thirdly, if any person throws down the arms, disarms himself, and gives a practical message that he is not a combatant or fighter, he would be secured. None of the Meccans were decapitated or beheaded or killed. And at that time, one person from the army said to them, he said, today we are here for revenge. Holy Prophet heard his voice. He stood up. He said, behold, we are not here today for revenge. We are here today for forgiveness. There would be no revenge today. This is the day of forgiveness. This is the day of pardon. This is the day of mercy. This is the day of spreading the peace. And he said, La tasriba alaykumul yawm, idhabu fantumut tulaka. All Meccans and non-believers, be sure today you are free. I'm not going to take any revenge from you. You are free to practice your own religion. You are free to practice your own religion. And you can have a safe and secure life in this city. And the last message, my last word, is when the last Hajj was performed, and he declared his last sermon, Holy Prophet, the last sermon of the Hajj, of Hijjatul Wida. That was the new world order which Holy Prophet was giving. And he was cancelling the old orders based on injustice. He was repealing the old human order based on discrimination. He was repealing the order based on